Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the session. I'm Ramesh Singh joining you from Delhi. So, today we are here to discuss the questions which have been asked on Indian economy in GS paper 1, just in the PT which happened yesterday. Many of you might have already tallied your answers with the answers and their keys available in the market. Meanwhile, I would like to also share with you the answers and their analysis in today's class. So, welcome and have a one by one discussion on all questions which we have to go through. So, the first confusion which people face, that is how many questions have been asked particularly from economy. Different experts give you different opinion and different ideas. Some count a question of economy in economic geography, some other count them in some other section. But here, as per me, minimum 30 number of questions have been asked this year from Indian economy, or you can say economics or fundamentals of India's economy. When questions appear, I will tell you and let you know why this question belongs to Indian economy. Okay? Meanwhile, you are all free to ask your doubts. Thank you. So, this year's PT has given few shocks to aspirants, and I repeatedly say, even last time the syllabus was changed, UPSC gave the clue. Government of India announced in Parliament that there were 3 reasons why syllabus and patterns are being changed. One of it was to let aspirants not be able to guess the trend. It means ki what is trend of PT exam today? The trend is that there is no trend. Okay? So questions and the nature of questions, their scope, their design keep giving shocks. For example, this year, one concept is very popular among IAS aspirants, popularized by so-called experts of IAS institutes. If nothing is working, go for elimination technique. So elimination technique has been almost removed this year. But even then, if you say elimination works, elimination technique works here also. You need to have some idea and insight. If you have depth of understanding, you can still use the elimination technique in this year's paper too. Anyway, so let's have a look on the questions one by one. This is your first question that was asked on infrastructure investment trust. About infrastructure investment trust is that कि both of the statements are correct. In the interest income from deposits on infrastructure trust distributed to their investors exempted from tax, this is wrong. But the dividend is taxable. The real story is that interest income is also taxable. Clear? Did you understand? The story is this. But the second statement about the question is correct. Okay, how it's correct? When infrastructure trust were put in place, so you should know one fact कि INVITs are regulated by SEBI. Okay, but to the extent because they are limited companies and they issue debt instruments also like debentures and corporate bond. So they come under SARFAESI Act also. This is SARFAESI Act. SARFAESI Act, which was passed by Vajpayee government in 2002 to give lending institutions, namely banks and financial institutions, ultimate power to recover their dues. It means कि if a bank has taken action to recover its dues on the borrower can't take refuge in fundamental rights of our constitution, that is Article 21. Okay, so it neutralizes the borrower's choice to move to court in the excuse of fundamental rights. So the story is that कि a statement one is wrong, but a statement two is correct. So its correct answer will be D. Clear? If you face any doubt, you are free to ask me. This is about central bank functions. In post-pandemic recent past, many central banks worldwide has carried interest rate hikes, as you see in case of USA also. Central banks generally assume that they have the ability to counteract the rising consumer prices via monetary policy means. Both of their statements are correct, and statement 2 is the correct explanation of statement 1. So its answer will be A. This question is related to monetary policy and the functions of central bank. Functions of central bank across the world are almost same. In case of our central bank RBI too. Coming to question number 3, it is about carbon markets. The first statement is saying that carbon markets are likely to be one of the most widespread tools in the fight against climate change. This is correct. And carbon market transfer resources from private sector to a state. This is also correct. But the question is, are they interrelated? That statement 2 explains a statement 1 correctly. That is not the case. They are two independent things, but both are correct. So its answer should be B, this one. This question surprisingly appeared in May 26 issue 2022 in the reputed journal The Economist. Directly lines have been borrowed from there. It has appeared in government other documents also, for example, World Economic Forum. But for me, it has been borrowed from Economist May 26, 2022 issue. Coming to question number 4. This question I had discussed in my YouTube session, the 5-part series on this year's PT on Indian economy. What is sterlization? In sterlization, a central bank, what it does, if due to foreign currency, I am using American dollar symbol to mean foreign currency, any foreign currency, due to inflow of foreign currency or outflow, if rupee is losing value or gaining value, the RBI has to stabilize exchange rate of rupee also, as well as goals of monetary policy. In such situations, what RBI does, the RBI may start buying American dollar or selling American dollar. But by doing either of them, RBI has to change the level of supply of rupee in Indian economy and monetary system. So back to back of the selling and buying of American dollar, what RBI does, it basically siphons out rupee from system or flows more rupee in the system. This process is known as sterilization. This was recommended by Urjit Patel Committee in 2012, and since then it is used. Widely it is used across the world by their central banks in era of globalization. Clear? So its answer will be A, because how it is done with the help of open market operation, one of the tools which RBI uses to frame the right kind of monetary policy. Coming to the next question, that is, consider the following market. Four markets have been given: government bond market, call money market, treasury bill market, and a stock market. You are being asked how many of them belong to capital market. How many of them are included in India's capital market? The surprising fact is that the instruments which are used in call money market, they might be tradable on capital market, stock exchange. Similarly, treasury bills are also traded in secondary market. So you must be confused कि all four should be correct. No, but it is talking about market. Treasury bill is an exclusive market and call money market is an exclusive market which belong to money market of India. Clear? So clear answer is 1 and 4. So its answer will be B. Clear? If you face any doubt, just let me know. So coming to the next question of today's session. This is a thing which was recently in news, particularly in the financial year 2022-2023. You know, in case of small and marginal farmers, governments of states and center both have remained always concerned how to scale up their income from farm sector because their land holding is almost non-economic land holding. Families' livelihood cannot be sustained with the help of land which they own. So in this case, something was done in some foreign countries, which India borrowed, and under Indian Council of Agriculture Research ICAR, one pilot project was operated in Odisha, under which it was found if a small or marginal farmers of a particular area, if they put their whole land in a pool and do same crop farming and sell the produce together and share the profit, so their income increases because here comes economy of scale. Clear? So in this case, the correct answer is basically this one, B. Its correct answer is B. Here, they create a pool of land, and by achieving economy of scale, this is a term of economics. So this question is asked on economy of a scale and a current news, that is a small farmer, large field. But farmers which are participating, they are a small, maybe marginal, but the total land they own, that is large. It looks contradictory, but this is correct. Central government has advised and ICAR has advised all states of India to replicate the same process. It will help them. Okay? Thank you, Vasist, for joining. Coming to next question. That question is on India's idea of minimum support prices, that is MSP, as well as one I'll said, that is Niger. Okay? Niger is a I'll said, not only tribal people, but non-tribals also use Niger to put tarka and fry something. Okay? But it is not so popular among the normal and average consumers of edible oil in our country. But when you import a big part of your indigenous consumption of edible oil, it becomes necessary. We should maximize and optimize gains and production from every possible oil seed which are edible in case of India. It is being asked whether government provides minimum support prices for Niger or not. So this is correct. And Niger is a kharif crop, and some tribal people in India use Niger seed oil for cooking. All of three statements are correct. Okay, so its answer is C. You know, throughout 2022-2023, edible oil has been in news. Clear? India is among the largest importers of edible oil in the world. And as we need to import edible oil costly, be they raw or refined, we have to pay more money. And accordingly, it hits the selling prices in India of the edible oil directly. Okay, coming to question number 8. Consider the investment in following assets. Brand recognition, it means key in a brand, inventory, intellectual property, and mailing list. The question is asking how many of above are considered intangible inspection. Intangible are basically non-fixed assets. Okay, the assets which you can use but you can't touch. They are not in physical form. They are known as intangible investment. So brand cannot be touched. Inventory is a stock of machinery, machineries, tool, tools, raw materials, etc. Okay, you can touch all of them. Nobody stores basically intellectual property rights and mailing list of client. If you are going to start a business, you want basically addresses and contacts of your would-be clients. So in this case, number 1, number 3, and number 4, these three are actually intangible investments. For answer will be C. Clear? And they are basically tangible assets. Clear? Did you understand? Tangible, intangible have same classification which you do in case of hardware and software. Clear? The next question is on the formula which is used by India's Finance Commission to decide devolution of taxes from center to India's states. In this case, 4 of them are given here: demographic performance, forest and ecology, governance reforms, a stable government, tax and fiscal efforts. And here the question is, for the horizontal tax distribution and state-wise, the 15th Finance Commission used how many above criteria other than population and area and income difference? It means 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 variables have been given. You have to pick how many of these 15th Finance Commission used other than this and this. Okay? Here a mistake is there. Population area, basically this is population and area. So UPSC committed a small mistake. Here there should be a comma. Okay? Because area is a different formula, population is a different formula, and then income difference between states. Clear? So here 2 of them are basically bogus. They are bogus. There is no such criteria which Finance Commission uses to determine horizontal tax devolution. So its answer will be only 3B. Clear? Coming to next one, that is 10th. Consider the following infrastructure sector: affordable housing, mass rapid transport, healthcare, renewable energy. Up now, this question is related to United Nations Sustainable Investment Infrastructure Innovation, that is popular by its acronym S3I. Okay, S3I initiative focus for its investment. It means कि United Nations Sustainable Investment Infrastructure Innovation is promoting across the world certain kind of infrastructure support. Okay, I mean all four you see all are infrastructure. So affordable housing is its part, mass rapid transport is also its part. Okay, healthcare is its part, but this is not its part. For this, UNO has different provision and other projects already going on. From that point of view, its answer will be C. Clear? This is a fact-based question. Its relevance is basically that you have to promote sustainable investment, in which you know already green bonds were in news last year. In the financial year 2020 to 2023, India also issued its first green bond. Clear? So green bonds are part of this idea. It means we can issue green bond to develop either of these three: healthcare infrastructure, mass rapid transport related infrastructure, and affordable housing. You know, affordable housing program was launched in 2020-21 in wake of migrant laborers which were hit with pandemic. They started getting back home from different urban settlements of India. I hope you are able to recall. Clear? So this is your question number 10. A very smart and very good question for me. My questions are selected from set A of your exam. Coming to question number 11. This question is on a scheme. I always emphasize that schemes, objectives and aims must be clear to you. Objectives plus aims. This much should be clear to you. Women are in focus, particularly pregnant women and lactating women. You are being asked कि about Janni Suraksha Yojana, first consider the statements. Clear? And it is a question related to a scheme, but it is a fact-based question. And you have to pick the correct answer from there. The story is that this question has got basically, it is a safe motherhood intervention of the state health department. This is wrong. This is a central sector scheme, 100% financed by Government of India. So statement 1 is incorrect. Its objective is to reduce maternal and neonatal mortality among poor pregnant women. Okay? It aims to promote institutional delivery among poor pregnant women. Here you add a word, that is women. Clear? Its objective include providing public health facilities to sick infants up to 1 year of age. This looks me incorrect. Okay. So statement 1 is incorrect. Statement 2 and 3 are correct. Institutional delivery among poor pregnant, maternal and neonatal mortality among poor pregnant women. This is correct. Let me check the fourth. Its objective includes providing public health facilities to sick. No, this is wrong. So from that point of view, its answer will be B. Two of the statements are correct related to Janni Suraksha scheme, Janni Suraksha Yojana. Coming to the next one, again, a scheme has been asked. Anemia Mukt Bharat. You know in India, women are particularly anemic. There are reasons for that, okay, to which I don't want to go. But here the question is key, you have to select the correct ones which are related to this scheme, that is Anemia Mukt Bharat. The story is that key, it provides prophylactic calcium supplement for the preschool children, adolescent and pregnant women. It runs a campaign for delayed cord clamping at the time of childbirth. The story is that ki only prophylactic calcium supplement is not given. It is a wholesome, it is a wholesome scheme of healthcare. Clear? For example, you might have seen Poshan Abhiyan of the government. So this statement is totally wrong. Okay, this is wrong. It runs a campaign, delayed cord clamping. Yes, this is done under this because due to bleeding, anemia occurs. Then the next statement is basically it provides for periodic deworming. Yes, deworming is a spot. It was in news. And coming to the fourth one, it addresses non-nutritional causes of anemia in endemic pockets of the country, a special focus on malaria, hemoglobinopathies, and fluorosis. Yes. So of the statements are correct. So its answer will be C. See how narrowed down question this has been asked by UPSC. Clear? It means ki just having a cursory look on objective and aims might beat you in exam. Did you understand? Welcome, Rohit. Thank you for joining. Good. So this question has got C as its answer. If you have any doubt, you are free to ask me. With reference to green hydrogen, you might be thinking this question belongs to science. For me, this question doesn't belong to science. This question belongs to basically economics and Indian economy. You are being asked, given three statements. Okay, green hydrogen, it can be used directly as fuel for internal combustion, correct? It can be blended with natural gas and used for heat or power generation. This is also correct. It is very versatile kind of fuel. It can be used in hydrogen fuel cell to run vehicles. Yes, it means that all of three are correct because green hydrogen India is in the process of just production, and the surprising fact is that India is trying to bring in global scale and will be developing global supply chain to supply green hydrogen to global market. And green hydrogen is not going to bring in environmental sustainability to India. It won't be an alternative fuel with no pollution, but it opens up possibilities for India to emerge as an exporter of green hydrogen too. Did you get this point? That's why this question has been asked. You know, the biggest green hydrogen project has been set up, proposed by Reliance Industry, and bigger than that later on was announced by Adani Group. Though Adani Group proposal is presently a bit delayed, but world's largest and second largest projects or upcoming projects on production of green hydrogen belong to India only. Okay, coming to next question, that is question number 14. With reference to coal-based thermal power plants in India, consider following a statement. How many of the above statements are correct? None of them uses seawater. This is wrong. Many of them use seawater, which are placed in coastal areas. So it is a wrong statement. None of them is set up in water stage district. This is also incorrect. Many are set up presently in, many are presently located in water stage districts of India. None of them is privately owned. This is also wrong. Many are privately owned because कि in wake of economic reforms, power sector was open for entry of private sector of India and foreign both. So in that case, the problem is that none of them are correct. So 14 has got D as its answer. Okay, coming to question number 15. This is a bit ticklish question. Clear? You are being asked which of the statement given above is are correct, and the question is related to MS image. This question is based on micro, small, and medium enterprises, which were in news in 2020-21 when Government of India changed the definitional criteria for MS image. Okay, government gave a bit more volume of capital to do that. Clear? So here its answer is this: according to this Act of 6, the medium enterprises are those with investment in plant and machinery between 15 crore and 25 crore. This is wrong basically. Okay, this is from 50 to 250 crore. This is wrong. All bank loans to micro, small and medium enterprises qualify under priority sector. This is also wrong. Some loans given to MSMEs belong to priority sector lending criteria for banks operating in the country. Both are wrong. This question is based on fact basically. How MSMEs are provided capital, how they borrow, and how they are defined. So in this case, this is its answer. Clear? You can see my book. This is discussed in my book also in chapter 9. Coming to question number 16. With reference to central bank digital currency, consider the following statement and select the correct statement out of them. It is possible to make payments in digital currency without using US dollar or SWIFT system. This is correct. This is impeccable quality of digital currency. That's why most of central banks across the world are developing their digital currencies. India has already launched this digital currency in 2023. Clear? A digital currency can be distributed with conditions programmed into it, such as time frame for spending it. This is also correct. Look, basically, digital currencies will have same value as the paper currencies you have. But there are certain characteristics which we can create with digital currency, which is not possible in case of non-digital currency, that is basically physical currency. Here, you can give someone money and attach a clause. This money should be used in next 3 months and 6 months. It is believed it will control forgery, great many kinds of wrongdoings which occurs in case of digital payment services. So here both of the statements are correct. 1 and 2 both. It means its correct answer is C. Hi Tanmay, welcome to the session. Moving on to question number 17. In terms of finance, beta. Now it is a bit off track question because it is a typical question belongs to a stock market and share brokers. You are being asked in terms of finance, what exactly beta means. Clear? So here the story is that it is a term which gives you idea of volatility of a share price. in reference to overall share index. For example, imagine you think of Sensex, okay? It is one of the sensitive index of Indian stock market, and suppose the share is of Tata Steel, okay? So what you do under beta, key in past 6 months, how the shares of Tata Steel fared. Okay, suppose it went up by 5% or came down by 5%. Did Sensex, where it is listed, also go up and came down by 5% only? Yes, so its beta is basically less than 1. It is mathematical derivation. But if it fluctuated more than the overall fluctuation of share index, its beta will be more than 1. That is dangerous. And this criteria is used by share brokers, share investors to pick shares of their choices to invest in. So from that point of view, its answer will be D. Of the problem is that it gives you idea about risk of investment, but not the systemic risk. This is wrong. Clear? How much risky it will be to put your money in Tata Steel, you come to know. But it doesn't give you any idea about systemic risk because systemic risk belong not to a company and its shares. Systemic risk belongs to whole stock market. Clear? And then finally, they are attaching hedging. It is completely bogus. Clear? So first three statements are wrong. The fourth statement defines beta properly. The next question is on self-help group. Clear? Here you are given three statements and you are being asked how many of them are correct. The first is that self-help group program was originally initiated by State Bank of India. This is wrong. No, it was trial at a very low level by non-recognized institution way back. But finally, it came to light by Ahmedabad-based agency Seva, which had worked great many things for women who are willing to do something in the area of self-employment and wage employment. Clear? So first is wrong. In a SGH, all members of group trust or society for loan that an individual, suppose two of them no choice but to default. But what happens here? All 30 has borrowed together. So suppose some of them are in economic hardship due to health reasons or any other reason, that doesn't matter because whole 30 people come together and pay their loan on right time. So loan defaulter in district Udaipur was almost zero. I am quoting the example of 1985 when Rajiv Gandhi government was in power. So statement 2 is correct. Regional rural bank, that is RRBs and scheduled commercial banks, support SGH. Regional rural banks, first is wrong. Yes, any bank for that matter, not only RRBs, but scheduled commercial bank belonging to government of India or private sector. Okay, all are willing to provide loans to them. So second and third is correct. So answer will be B. Clear? Why? Because in case of loans given to self-help groups, loan defaulters are negligible due to group responsibility. This is what Gandhi meant by group responsibility and group behavior. Clear? Are you getting me? Did you ask something, Tanmay? I hope you wanted to ask something, but you did not ask. Anyway, so coming to the next question, that is question number 19. Again, this is basically a question where two statements have been given to you, a statement 1 and a statement 2. See, India's public health sector care largely focus on curative care with limited preventive and rehabilitative care. No, 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 no. Why so? It provides basically wholesome medical care. Wholesome medical care. Okay? Wholesome care. You can go into National Health Policy of 2017 where universal health care was declared as a goal by Government of India in principle. So statement 1 is incorrect. Under India's decentralized approach to healthcare delivery, states are primarily responsible for organizing health services. This is correct because healthcare belongs to a state list. Clear? It means कि statement 1 is incorrect, statement 2 is correct. So its answer will be D. This will be its answer. Clear? This was a good question. Okay. Coming to question number 20. It is again on water resources, because water, drinking water, irrigation water, water for commercial use, industrial use, all have been in hot news for last several years. And you know, in case of India, it became even more relevant because India taps groundwater too much. That is not good. And few years back, a NASA projection and survey came to the extent north of Bind mountain is concerned, plate movements are tilting in such a way that underground water will be drained into sea. So northern India, western India will face serious crisis of drinking water and water as a resource. So it is a high time government is putting taps on every doors of rural India also, what to ask of urban India, and those part of semi-urban and urban locations where tap water supply is not available. Everywhere tap water is supplied and developed basically, because if need be in future we can desaline ocean water and supply water through pipeline to everybody who needs them. Did you understand? So this question is basically very well designed and timely in positioning. According to United Nations World Water Development Report 2022, India extracts more than a quarter of world's groundwater withdrawal each year. This is correct. India needs to extract more than a quarter of world's groundwater, exactly same thing repeated each year, to satisfy the drinking water and sanitation needs of 18% of world's population living in its territory. This statement is a bit twisted. Undoubtedly, India exploits 25% of global exploited groundwater, but all are not exploited for drinking purposes for population. Okay, drinking and sanitation. The biggest part goes for irrigation. Precisely speaking, irrigation consumes around 90% of groundwater which India taps. It means statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is incorrect. Clear? So in that case, its answer will be C. Statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect, because India has 18% of world population, but all water which India withdraws from underground, all are not used for either drinking and sanitation purposes. Clear? The largest part is used for irrigational facilities. India need to cut back its irrigational requirement and dependence on groundwater resources. Rather, India is presently scaling up irrigation efficiency and water productivity to depend less and less on withdrawal of groundwater every year. Clear? Coming to next question, that is question number 21. This is fact-based question. Which of the following coast countries have been suffering from decades of civil strife? They avoided using civil war, civil strife, and food shortage. I think most of you know this. So it can be called one of the easiest question in this year's PT exam. Okay, and its answer is basically none but Somalia. Clear? Up next question looks a bit controversial. Okay, this question belongs to economic geography. Economic geography question I have not picked. Okay, this question belongs to economy. Why do you know? Because gold seems as if it is a metal, it should belong to mineral and metal resources. But gold is a surrogate metal. You might not be knowing that gold is only metal which is tracked by every central bank of the world. Why do you know? Because gold is a metal as well as gold works as a currency also. Though gold standard is not followed anywhere, but gold is the most valuable asset for financial purposes. So RBI tracks the transaction, purchase, export, import of not only India, global market. The question is asking, Switzerland is one of the leading exporters of gold in terms of value. This is fully correct. Just last year, Switzerland exported gold of over 87, around $87 billion, highest in the world. So statement 1 is correct. Second is Switzerland has the second largest gold reserve in the world. This is wrong. It has got seventh largest reserve in the world. So statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. So its answer is C. Clear? Any doubt? Coming to the next one. This is a recent kind of fact from where the question has been set. Recently, USA and European Union have launched Trade Technology Council, both together. This is statement 1. This statement is basically correct. Clear? USA and EU claim that through this they are trying to bring technological progress and physical opportunity under their control. This is wrong. Do you know why? Because what they are trying to do, under this they are busy कि those values which are shared by USA and European Union, those values can be strengthened. Money, it is not about technological progress and physical productivity under control. Okay, it is about their shared value. If you read the, you can say, bylaws of Trade Technology Council, so you come to know it means case statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. Its answer is C. Clear? Coming to the next question, that is 24. India accounts for this much percent of global export of goods. This is totally wrong. India accounts for hardly 1.5% plus. It may be 1.6 or 1.7% of global export. Many local companies and some foreign companies operating in India have taken advantage of India's production linked scheme, which is in use since 2020-21. Okay. Now the question is that this statement is wrong, but second statement is correct. So from that point of view, its answer will be D, because statement 1 is incorrect and statement 2 is correct. These are fact-based questions related to India's trade. You might have seen this year India's services trade has been highest. India's services export has gone highest, and India has become so ambitious. India is targeting $1 trillion of export in coming years. Clear? The next question, that is 25th, that is again on a pact which has been signed by European Union. Okay, that is a Stability and Growth Pact of European Union is a treaty that limits the level of budgetary deficit of countries of European Union, makes countries, it is connected to deficit, this is sure. Other statements are makes countries of European Union to share their infrastructure, no, never. Enables the countries of European Union to share their technology, no. These things they already share. There is no need to sign a new pact. So here its answer is simply A, because only one statement is correct. You know, in times of globalization, though European Union has been already globalized in comparison to rest of the world. But even after getting globalized among themselves, the problem is that if one country belonging to European Union goes in huge deficit and recurring deficit year after year, it has basically contractual impact on other economies also in the region, that is known as contagion effect. So contagion effect is not good. That is why they decided we should be agreeing on some uniform code of budgetary process. So this question is based on government budgeting, asked on government budgeting, and especially in reference to European Union. It is believed if India thinks to be in trade relationship with European Union, so we also need to follow this approach. Otherwise, our wrong kind of government budgeting might have negative impact on them and vice versa. They won't be interested to do trade with us. Did you understand? So this belongs to economic diplomacy. This question has been asked on economic diplomacy. Coming to question number 26. Consider the following statement and select the correct statement out of them. This question is again related to United Nations, and this question is related to migration. International migration has been in news for the last many years. It is related to India also. Clear? You know Rohingya it all. So question is asking, recently all the countries of United Nations, all of the countries of United Nations have basically signed an agreement, Global Compact for Safe, Orderly and Regular Migration, that is shortly known as GCM. This is correct. Objectives and commitments stated in GCM are binding on all, nothing is binding. It is voluntary. No country mortgages its sovereign rights. GCM addresses internal migration or internal displaced people also in its objectives and commitment. This is wrong. It means only one statement is correct, and that is one. So answer will be A. Clear? Coming to next one. In recent years, Chad, Guinea, Mali, and Sudan caught the international attention for which of the following reasons common to all of them? You might have guessed it right. This is second most easiest question of your exam. Discovery of rich deposits. Many might have gone for this. It is wrong. Establishment of Chinese military bases, a major concern for India. Some people might have gone through this. Southward expansion of Sahara Desert. Some of you might have gone with this. It is again wrong. It is coup. Military in a particular belt of Africa have gone for highly successful coups in recent time. And this has basically made coup a major idea of concern for rest of the countries nearby these four countries, Chad, Guinea, Mali, and Sudan. So its answer will be D. Coming to next question. That is question number 28. Just three questions are left there. Okay, we are going to end our session soon. So this question is basically on again hydrogen and green hydrogen fuel. So on green hydrogen this year, UPSC has asked two questions. One we have already seen, and the another question comes now. Consider the following heavy industries: fertilizer, fertilizer plants, iron refineries, and steel plants. Yes, all are heavy industries, undoubtedly. Green hydrogen is expected to play a significant role in decarbonizing how many of the above industries, and how many of these industries are slated to use green hydrogen as their source of fuel. Precisely speaking, all are going to use the green hydrogen fuel. Rather, government has already proposed that these plants will be having binding arrangement for them that by this year they have to replace non green hydrogen to green hydrogen. Means the fossil fuel they won't be allowed. That policy is under proposal in the pipeline. It is yet to be announced, but government of India might force them that by 2035, all of fertilizers, oil refineries, and steel plants need to replace from the existing fuel source to green hydrogen. First, India need to start producing green hydrogen and scale up its production. So all of these things are because they are highly polluting industries in India. Clear? Coming to question number 29. Consider following a statement. This was too obvious question. India is presently officiating G20 meeting in Delhi. Better say India. So this question is particularly expected. G20 groups are originally as a platform for finance ministers and central bank governors to discuss international economic and financial issues. This is correct. In wake of Southeast Asian currency crisis of 1996-97, G20 was set up in 1999. This was the global economic crisis in which American stock market dropped by 2% overnight. Clear? Digital public is precisely one of the India's G20 priorities. India had many priorities for it, but this year digital public infrastructure is among its priorities. It means that both of the statements are correct, so C will be its correct answer. Coming to the last of the series, many of you might feel this question belongs to economy geography or geography, but for me it belongs to economy because I deal with agriculture, I deal with industry, I deal with resources. So the question is, India has more arable area than China. It's correct. Rather, India has largest arable area in the world. Okay? India has largest arable area in the world right now. Okay? Ha. Somewhere comes basically your USA. So let me share you some idea about the arability and arable land area of India. The story is that the arable land is India and US roughly have over 20% of arable land of world. Okay? So statement 1 is correct. India's is largest, around 50% plus. Clear? While China has around 11%. Very high. Second is the proportion of irrigated area is more in India as compared to China. It is correct. Because in case of China, it is around 40% plus. And in case of India presently, it is around 48%. Precisely speaking, it is 47.54%. You can refer my book also. So this statement is correct, this statement is correct. The average productivity per hectare in Indian agriculture is higher than that in China. This is wrong because Chinese productivity has always remained 4 ton per hectare and India lurches at the level of between 2.5 to 3 ton per hectare. So this statement is wrong. So the correct choice will be only 2. B is its correct answer. These are the 30 questions which were asked this year in your exam. For me, if I include, it means ki around one third of questions belong to GS economy. If you go by my book and my course, so I can say safely that two-thirds of questions I touch in the class, touch in the course. Two-thirds. Because when I deal with economy, I connect economics and Indian economy to all possible areas to give you better understanding. Okay? So this is all about today's analysis. I hope you enjoyed it. And Vasist Apurva, how did you do in this year's PT? Are you going to clear it? What do you think? Rohit will take PT next to next year because he is just in third year graduation. Okay? I think many of you have left. Anyway, so good luck for today's session. This is highlight of my upcoming course on GS economy in offline and online mode. Online mode fee have been reduced and offline fee is back to its original place. Clear? So be free to ask your doubts. If you have any, you can join the Telegram group and be in my touch. Thank you for today. Good night and good luck.